Yeah, they've got some good players. I haven't got any great players, but they've got good players. But they're a country mile away from the two teams that they need to catch, which is City and Liverpool. I would look at, I think, as a football person, looking at that Man United team, the guy that's in charge of them now, they don't listen to him. For me, when I see someone speaking management, I always imagine, I don't know if you ever do this, I always imagine me back in the dressing room as a 22, 23-year-old, and that guy speaking to me. He ain't going to get me at it. This guy, Fergie would get me at it. He would not get me at it. And I think those Man United players have stopped listening a long, long time ago.
But if Ten Hag comes in and he's trying to get their attention, which ones do you think are worthy of his attention?
Sorry. The thing is, though, is that Rangnick's problem? You know, what do you do if you're Rangnick? What do you do? No, I don't want the Man United job. Of course he's going to take it. Is it Man United's? It's Man United's fault, in my opinion, for not getting the right man in to take the manager's job and give him time to have a... How many interims do Man United have to have?
Man United have had 10 years since Fergie packed in of ridiculously poor football decisions. And I've never met that guy. Maybe I'll never meet him. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get a chance to speak football with him. But what genius is it Man United sat down and thought, we're going to get rid of Ollie. And there's a guy who is an advisor, a consultant. Was it Dynamo Moscow? I've been told he's a man. Well, let's check his CV. There's nothing about his CV would warrant him getting a job at Man United. If you go back to the players they've signed, the players have kept and renewed their contracts, to this latest guy who's come in and coach, manager, whatever you want to call him, I just don't know where they're getting the football decisions from. But they've consistently got them wrong for 10 years, and that's why they're in the mire.
It's hard to watch. Changes already
it's so hard.
At that level, and it looks as though there is going to be a change in approach over the summer. But in terms of the players, there are players who will be coming to the end of their contracts. There are players who look like they will be wanting to leave. There are other players who might want to stay, but the new manager and the new setup don't want. There are young players who need developing. There is a mixed bag at Manchester United, and it's working out who stays, who goes, and who you can sell if you want them to go.
Graham's right. At the start of the show, I said there's good players, right? There's actually a couple of potentially great players there as well. However, as good as you think you are, if you're not willing to do the basics in the game, and this is going straight back to the pen and paper, if you don't run around and work hard and make tackles and defend and do your job, no way can you implement your own skill. And if you don't do the basics, Kelly, you've got no chance at all.
But I never apologise for saying this. You have no chance of being successful at a football club unless you have good senior pros. I, as a young boy going to Liverpool, was surrounded by good senior pros. I like to think when I became a senior player, I was sending that message back down the line to the young ones coming. My first job I got was at Glasgow Rangers. I had people like Richard Gough, Terry Butcher. I had Ray Wilkins latterly. And when you've got those sort of guys, you don't really have much of a job to do. You know, if you're having a difficult time or someone's not at it, they're into them already. And I would suggest that Man United right now, they don't have any. I think I read somewhere several months ago that Ronaldo says people don't listen anymore. Now, and I thought it was a good idea to get them back there, because I thought they need a catalyst for change. They need someone that is going to say, this is how we train, this is how we look after it, we turn up on time, and we're at it all the time. Because he's only ever played at big clubs. And I come back to that argument as well. They don't play any easy games. But Man United do not have any leaders. They've stopped listening. They've knocked off. And I would imagine, and I'm saying this, I would imagine they've got some real bad apples in that group that are tossing it off at this time. I think they're not interested in Man United going forward. If you look
at the teams that have won the Premier League since 1992, if we had time to think about this, we'd be able to pick out the captain and about 6 or 7 other pros that could be captain as well. Man United, even back to Blackburn, Tim Sherwood, Tim Flowers, Shearer. You know, Man United at the moment are nowhere near that.